Catch up on all the live shows right here on africatechradio.com.
Hi, how are you doing? You're welcome to Africa Tech Radio. My name is Lillian and you can call me your brown sugar. Oh gosh, it is time for the 3 T's, travel, tours and tourism. And today, oh my gosh, we're going to talk about something that's on a lot of people's minds, right? It has been, a lingering subject for a while now. I'm talking about the Japa syndrome. One would think that after the surge of 2022 that 2023 people will relax because money is hard to come around these days. Money is hard to find these days, but you couldn't be farther from the truth. I had I put a call across to a doctor friend of mine because I wanted to invite him for one of my programs. He's a very vocal guy. So I called him. I said, "What's up? Are you still in Nigeria?" Because that is what I ask people now. When I call you, the first question I ask you is, "Are you still in Nigeria?" And then you say, yeah, sure. Why?" So I asked him, "Are you still in Nigeria?" I said, "Nigeria don't come out since last year December." I said, "Hey," and I don't see his status for some reasons. I'm weird like that, but it was worrisome, coupled with the fact that Nigerian doctors or medical practitioners they're just leaving the country because, of course, better pay, better opportunities, peace of mind and all that are over there, and some other personal reasons for them. Well, my friends are just leaving. I can't hang out with them anymore. You call me video call, but it's not enough. You have to be in sync with their time zone. It's so exhausting. For me, yes, I'm being selfish, but I want to talk about what to know before moving to another country. I was talking to the cabbie yesterday, the person who took me to the office, and he asked me a question. He said, I don't know what broke that conversation. I don't know who asked the question now. I can't remember, but the conversation was about leaving the country. Okay, yes, he asked me about what is that mistake, that thing that I regret not doing or indulging when I was younger. And I told him that I told him my answer, and I asked him, "What about you?" He said, not leaving the country sooner. I said, "Okay, did you get any opportunity to leave or something?" He said, "No, I didn't get any opportunity. I just would have been more intentional about leaving Nigeria." And I said, "Well, I can leave Nigeria if it is on the platter, but for me now to start plotting my graph and intentionally planning to leave Nigeria, then I don't think that will happen." Right? I don't know. I always say I don't know what the future holds, but I'm very much open to opportunities. But that got me thinking. Many people who are out of the country now, or thinking about it, didn't start thinking about it until their friends started leaving the country. It's just like when I was done with secondary school and we started talking about university locations. And at that time, almost everybody that stayed around my, the area I grew up, and those people who worshiped in the same church as they were all looking towards going to Unizik, UNN. And if it's a state school, it's IMSU or ABSU. And then federal government university. So FUTO too was amongst them. And that was just the reasons that people would tell you they were leaving to school. It's not about, they have a great art program, they have a great science program, or I like their professor this and professor that. No, they are going because other people are going. And that is the wave right now when it comes to the Japa syndrome. Some people didn't even think about leaving the country. Some people will tell you, if you ask them 5 years ago, would you leave Nigeria? They say, no, I just stay here, I don't get. But now, those same people are out of the country. For one of my friends, he told me I'm not going to leave Nigeria. I'm going to stay here and what did they always say? Develop it. I'll stay here and fight for my country. Yada 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 yada. And he told me one day, "Liliana, they come out in 2 months." I said, "What's happen? Why you change your mind?" And he said that Nigeria is frustrating him, right, in terms of his business. That every business venture that he starts, that there's one policy that will spring up from nowhere and will just cripple all his efforts. So he has to go to a place that even if he's not earning as much or he's not having enough freedom, he just needs all those things to stop because he's at the verge of depression. So that is what some people's reasons are. Some just want to go there to finish school and come back, study and come back, while others want to just have their kids there. They want to give their children dual citizenship. There's so many reasons, but a lot of them is just because someone is doing it. I come out now. Why you no want come out? Okay, how I go take come out? Okay, do it like this, do it like this. Someone in Germany called me, and we had this very unusual conversation. But at the end of the day, he was giving me step by step on how I will leave Nigeria to Germany. Now, I saw about 5 reasons I wouldn't want to go to Germany, but we'll talk about it as we move forward. Like I said, we're going to tell you about what to know before moving to another country. It is a big step, and I want to make sure you are prepared for that step. It is the 3 T's: travel, tours, and tourism, and we are having a conversation around I'm ready to. I want to travel. I want to go abroad. I want to go to the abroad. But what do you need to know, right? I want to tell you all you need to do before you travel to another country. Another time, I will tell you about the pros and cons of traveling via work visa. Yeah, in fact, I want to bring somebody to talk about that, because I've heard a lot of tales from close friends about the untold stories, the part that people will not tell you about, relocating via work visa. But let's just talk about jackpot in general. The first thing you have to think about is your mental state. You have to, if it means talking to yourself over and over again, Lillian, you are relocating, and it is not going to be easy. It is not going to be the same as living in Nigeria. You're going to meet with a lot of loopholes. You're going to meet with a lot of ups and downs, a lot of potholes. It's literally going to be like you are on a roller coaster, and I can do it. Or even if I cannot, I'll ask for help, or I'll just try to do it. You have to prepare yourself. Living abroad is not all the glitz and glam that we see. When people travel and show you, I'm at this Niagara Falls, getting a tan on the beach. If it's that one, you can get a tan on in Baragu Beach, or in Bar Beach, or the good beach, the Legushi Beach, the beach full Lagos. It is tan that you want. Come to Lagos and go for a vacation, right? If it's destination, there are so many destinations in Nigeria, in Africa, that you can visit and come back home. But that is not why you're traveling. You're traveling, especially if you're going there to hustle, you're traveling to survive. Okay? You hear, I'm in the US, people just think automatically that you have money, that there's money on every block. If you walk 2 blocks, you pick some money on the floor, or they will mail money to you. It is very easy to have that impression, but it is not easy. Talk to your friends to tell you exactly what it is, because somebody reached out to me on Facebook. He used to be a coursemate of mine when I was in uni. We exchanged greetings and everything, and then he told me, Lillian, I'm having difficulty. I'm in Philippines. That the person who helped him with the travel plans painted Philippines and painted the job market as a very easy, glamorous, easy to get rich kind of a thing. And he even, he did a lot. The person did him a disservice. He went to the Philippines and realized that there's so many things against him, and the fact that there are not even jobs on a normal day, and the thing that people used to make money back there is not 100% legit. And he's a very stand-up guy to get. So he has to start looking for a way to come back to Nigeria. That reminds me, I have to reach out to him to see whether he's back. But he left Nigeria thinking that he was going for a better life. But if he was in Nigeria, his life would have literally been better than living in Philippines. Now, there are places that you go to, there are skills that you might, I don't know, but what he faced didn't work out for him. And he blamed it all on the perception that he got before he traveled. Right? So you have to get the undiluted picture of how it is abroad. Some people will come on social media when they have traveled and they say, you want to come to the UK? Do you know that there's this? You know that there's that? Do you know that and people will start bashing them, saying, if it's too hard for you, you come back. Me, another sense go. They make jest of these people. But what I do is to start jotting things down, because there's a truth in everything that they say. The only thing I don't like is when they start comparing prices of goods and everything. And I'm like, are you earning in Naira? Why are you comparing Naira to pounds or dollars or euros, right? So that is that. You have to prepare yourself. See, I took my time to talk about this mental preparation. really prepare yourself. Another thing you need to know, right, or do, is to get ready for relocation. I know a friend who's going to Paris, who she's getting ready already, and what she did was have a free hair making session. She'll say, if you want to braid your hair, bring your attachment and come, I'll braid it for you for free. What she's doing is learning how to make hair with different textures and everything, because she knows that she's going to study, but she's going to need a job in the meantime. And one thing that can work for you is your hands. In Igbo, they call it akoru. It will work for you. Do you get? I'm talking about having skills from like hairdressing to plumbing to furniture making. Don't just rely on one skill. It is smart to have different skills. And there's some skills that might make you a don here in Nigeria, but when you go to another country, they'll say, what is this? It's obsolete. Right? Even if you have furniture making skills, right? I know they use machines for this, but humans operate the machine. So when you're learn the futuristic part of your skill. So if it's something like hairdressing, yes, hairdressing is great. Barbing, that's hair cutting, is great. Tailoring, amazing. Bead making, you can do that. You can acquire skill that will be you have a reliable source of income when you get to your new environment, and it's not be difficult for you to start earning. Once you show them that, okay, I can do this, and that is it, right? In Nigeria, we see artisans as the lowest of the class. That's the the lowest of the lowest, but that is not how it is. That is not how it's supposed to be. I always tell artisans that it's because of the image that you're portraying. If you are dressed well and you went for a job and you told them this is your price, they're not going to price you down. That is just truth and fact. But when you go out, they're not paid. Call your friend where they are abroad now. Ask her how much she braided her hair. Just ask her and then convert it to Naira and see what's up. So they pay good. People pay them well. They charge per hour. So you can think about having a skill. I'm talking about it with your hands. Also, I don't know, this can be different. Why I'm saying this is some people will have their different beliefs. They have what they hold dear in terms of their belief system. So I wouldn't tell you what to do in this area, but I just recommend that you still maintain your relationship with your family and friends in your home country. You get, because all my close friends who traveled actually told me they were traveling before they did. Oh, Lillian, I came to Lagos. I wanted to finish my visa process and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to try. Oh, Lillian, I got the visa and I'm leaving in 2 weeks. And I'm excited for them. I never once thought of anything sinister. And even if I did, where will I go and be looking for juju? Do you get? So everybody who has left the country, who is close to me, they actually told me. Maybe it's because people can easily tell me stuff. But there's some people that they will never tell because they don't want their bad energy to rub off on them. So they'll just keep it to themselves because they don't trust anybody when they now go abroad. So if you're that kind of person who does like telling people about their next move, what you can do is to, wait when you travel. Then you inform them. You say, sorry, but I just left Nigeria. I just say, I inform you. And this is my new number if you want to give them, right? It is important because you still need the African touch, you still need Nigerian touch, you still need family touch. When you go there, especially if you don't have family there, it can be very, very frustrating. I tell you, right? I know your fears they hold water, but there should be somebody that you can talk. If there's nobody, then just keep it to yourself. But if you leave, when you travel, you can now inform them. If they are really your friends, they will understand. Anybody that lives in Nigeria, they don't tell me, okay, it doesn't concern me. If you call me and you need my help, Starboy do for you. While you also plan on leaving, make friends, know somebody. You can be someone. It is more beneficial to you if you know somebody like a friend of a friend. So that person will not do you there's a high chance person will not do you dirty. So plan to have a friend over there. If I plan to go to the UK for now, I have several people who I can just say, oh, now this day that they go, how far away you do? Do you get? And the person will tell me, okay, I'm here, but I cannot pick you up. I'll send my friend to pick you up. That is a friend of a friend. So you have to know somebody, and it can be a real advantage to you. It to serve as a guide. People will help you navigate the ups and downs of staying in a foreign land. And you don't need to have that friend. Doesn't need to be a family member. It doesn't need to be a close friend. It could be a just acquaintance you met through social. I don't want to advise you to meet somebody through social media, but I've met people via social media and they are good. So I don't know. I just tell you to take everything with a pinch of salt and be smart about it. I know you need a support system, so that will work for you. Now, another thing you have to know is that before you travel, you have to research. Not be to just go get passports, start to contact people. You have to research. Even if you're just traveling for vacation, do some homework. Many people end up in spots. I told you this earlier. You might be dealing with somebody who just wants to make money, right? And that's what he's just there for. So he will tell you anything you need to know or need to hear for you to leave Nigeria or leave your country, so that you pay him everything. There's a percentage that some of them even collect when you even collect a loan. They will just be giving you ginger. Okay, do this, do that. You'll be trusting them, and when you go over there, you are in big trouble, because all is not as it was painted for you, right? So because you do not want to be caught in a tight spot, you should research. Find out the do's and don'ts. Find out the rules about how many people you can take with you. What would you do when you're there? Just find out everything. Read up on the weather. Read about everything. It's important to understand what might offend the locals so that you can avoid doing these things. All right. I shared the last podcast on some etiquette around the world. So you can check it out so that you know how to greet people. I might use my right hand or my left hand. If you refuse a gift, how would they see you? Chike, Nigeria is a I like to say that Nigeria is an amalgamation of different. It is the truth. A mixture is like a potpourri of different characters, different cultures, traditions. So you don't use what you have here in Nigeria to go abroad. So research it to tell you what things are going to cost, what you need to do before you set out, tell you the places you're going to. If you have a city in mind, you learn about how expensive is it, how is it easy for you to get a job, stuff like that. Can I work and get a job? You have to find out the kind of visa that you're even getting. Yes, that is another thing. You have to find out the kind of visa you are getting. Find out the requirements of your prospective country. Know the rules in the new country. Know the requirements for driving. Do you need to go and get another driver's license for international? Yes. If you need to do that, you do that. Because you cannot just jump into the same job that you have, when you are home. Even if you can, the rules are different. The workspace abroad is different from Nigeria. In fact, the workplace in Nigeria differs from each other. So we don't be to talk of, leaving the country. Now, a former classmate in secondary school. She's not a classmate. She was a schoolmate in secondary school. One class ahead of me. Ogechi. On Facebook, she did a mini vlog about, the realities of living in Germany. And somebody said, I didn't know I was black until I came to this country. That really touched me, right? Because we're in 2023. That shouldn't be a thing, but it is. You have to know that racism is not a thing of the past. You are black, and you are going to be black, and you're going to be looking more black to some people than to others. Do you get? So let that sink in, and you will maybe develop a thick skin. And when a friend of mine was traveling to the US, he told me the day he traveled, he said, this guy do this, I give him slap like this, I give him punch, I punch her for face, my hand don't even pay me. I said, bro, that punch that you punched him, that should be the last punch you ever punch anybody. That should be the last punch you ever throw. Because you cannot say that because you're in Nigeria, because Nigeria is like almost a lawless place. I'm sorry. Like, a lot of things you can get away with it here in Nigeria. Even if you're caught, you can wiggle your way out of it. You can talk away. You can say, do you know who I am? But let me tell you, those things end in your country. These countries take their laws very seriously. So whether it's traffic laws, you hear people say that, I was crossing the road. the express, and I was remanded in a psychiatric facility, and I was asked why I wanted to take my life. But for Nigeria, they cross Enugu Onitsha expressway, with they cross Badagry and this way Ikorodu road, they cross out. Do you get? But over there, it is not it's not allowed. Tax is a real thing, is a big thing. So if you break them up, you could end up paying some big fines, or even getting kicked out of the country. You can be deported. So make sure you know that there is no ignorance is not an excuse. All right. Africa Tech Radio is a station you're listening to, and this is the 3Ts, travel, tools, and tourism. And I've been telling you about some of the things to have in mind before embarking on that jackpot journey, before relocating. Okay. Now, do you know that if you do not plan, there's a popular saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That is true about every aspect of life. So when you travel abroad, if you do not set your goals, if you do not have a clear-cut goal, you might faff for a couple of years before you realize what is happening. So you have to have a to-do list, sort of. Year 1, I must have finished my kini, or year 2, I might have finished my kini, and I've done this and I've done that, and I've got a job. Whatever your goals are, set it so that you can follow through. You have to, tell yourself what you're going there for. There are so many ways that you can leave your country. There are so many ways you can leave to another country. There are different countries that you can go to that are friendly for you. So that's why I told you before, do your research. There's the UK, there's the US, there's the Canada, Australia, Sweden, Germany, many other countries. Or you can call someone there and say, how far? What does it take to leave? What does it take to move? Somebody was telling me about how Germany process, right? And I told you I'll tell you later. So what he told me was, like, the options that he gave me. The first one, I said I could not do it because I always believe in the future. I cannot cut ties with my country. For what? He said that's one option that people are taking. They cut ties with their country and want to assume another citizenship. And I said I cannot do that though. You don't know what in the world will make you want to go back to your country, and you have cut ties. Or what if I'm offered a great GC position in future? I don't see, my future is so wonderful for me to trifle with. I can't. So I said that one is not even an option, right? He also said that I should learn German language. See, I'm not proud of this. I'm not proud of this. I'm saying this now so you would know. My own country's language, I'm not finished learning there. In fact, English language is still hard. I'm going to learn that. I don't think that is possible, but let us see, Sha. Those options were not good enough for me. I also said, okay, if you find someone that I'll get married to, I'll say, bro, I'm not getting married because I want to leave the country. I'm getting married because I crave companionship and I'm in love with the person I want to get married to. Do you get? So all these options, I don't know why you're bringing evil visions to me, but it is what it is. These routes can be related to education. You can choose skilled work. You can choose healthcare, technology, religious ministry. You can choose permanent residency, and so many more. But they have their visa, they have their cost, they have their downside, so you should research. At the end of the day, why people always come out to bash people who, recently, they say the recent class that has emigrated, is that they always talk about the bad parts, but they don't ever talk about the good parts. I mean, living in your own home country has its ups and downs as well. So it is not always that bad, and it's not always that good, right? It's not all sunshine and rainbows. There's some, clouds here and there, black clouds here and there, and there's some tsunamis here and there. So when you want to leave, you should know that if you're going to study, it can be tricky to get a job. So you can start looking for a job before you travel. It's also a good idea to have some money saved up to cover your expenses for the first 3 months, just in case you don't land a job right away. And rent, bye to yearly rent. Rent is paid monthly, usually, not yearly. So that's one you have to be thinking about rent every month. That is stressful. I mean, when my rent starts getting due here in Nigeria, when the month comes close, That's my yearly rent. I'll start having palpitations, even if the money is in my account. If you look at the money, like, why would I be paying somebody this kind of money? It's now, if the rent is monthly, I better go. And please stop. For the first month that a friend of mine traveled, she will post a some tomatoes that she bought and say, oh, I bought this for £5, and she's doing the conversion in her head, and she's saying, how can I buy these tomatoes for £5? Please, for your peace of mind, for you to have to sleep well at night, stop converting the prices to your country. You will not be happy. True, you will not be happy unless your country has bigger currencies better. But as this our country, Nigerian currency is taking a nosedive. It's falling head first. It's but it's supposed to tell you, say you're not supposed to convert them. Do you get? So before we go, let me just tell you that there are so many ways that you can leave. I've mentioned some. There's working, there's getting married, there's going for permanent residency, there's studying, there's seeking asylum. But there are some things that you have to know right before you take a move in these various parts. If you're thinking about studying abroad, you need to do some homework, because many countries are very welcoming to international students because it helps to boost their economies. Now they bring money to their country, so check it out. Check out the cost of what you need to do, whether you're paying for it yourself, if you're going to get a scholarship, if you're going to get a loan when you get there, or what it takes to get a loan. Just those questions, right? There's some scholarships that when there's some fine print. Also read the fine print. I beg you. So think about that. And if you decide to leave, you should know that just find out the rules for your new country and get your documents. Like, have a folder, both an e-folder and a physical folder of all your documents. Get them in order. Pictures, have an e-passport. Passport photograph, have an e-copy of your international passport. Everything you're doing, everything, job, family, your location, your financial background, your medical exams. Make sure you have all these important documents. And think about healthcare. Healthcare varies from one place to another. It might depend on your visa, what kind of medical care you can get. So before you move, find out what your healthcare options are, like insurance and coverage. And when you're getting ready to move abroad, keep in mind that your health might change because of the different climates. For example, if you're going to a very cold place that you are certain that you have health issues, the cold weather can make them worse. So before you leave, you should get a medical checkup and learn about the weather in your new country, and your doctor can tell you if you'll be okay, how to protect yourself. He can give you a prescription. If he can give you a prescription, that would be great. Just pack all the prescription and go, because don't say, Lillian said though. I would have listened to Lillian. Please don't. And save as much money as you can. Also bear in mind that getting a visa is difficult and you can be refused. We'll do another podcast on reasons you might be refused for that visa. Also, be ready to master a new language if need be. And you know that making friends, I don't know how to make new friends now. All the friends I have are old friends. So making new friends in Nigeria is hard. Making new friends abroad is more difficult. So find a way. If you join church is a good way, very good way. Your church or your mosque is a good way to make friends. So you can do that. You can do that. And if you're the kind of person that want to always be taking cuckoo pictures, and that is a good place for you. Also adjust your taste. That my food, the food that I like, that I like in this Nigeria. If you cannot make it, sorry, just go there and eat what they have, or find a local store, which sometimes can be expensive. And I always say this: if you travel, if you are a very hard worker in Nigeria, it shouldn't be difficult for you to, meet up abroad. Just know how to plan your finances and everything. Always create a budget, and you'll be fine. And finally, know what to travel with. Don't go and be buying plenty coat and boots here in Nigeria when you can get them cheaper there, if you can get them cheaper there. So ask questions. You can use Google or you can use your friends. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening and tuning into Africa Tech Radio. And of course, we'll give you some more fantastic content soon, okay? My name is Lillian, and this is the 3T's Travel, Tours, and Tourism.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to catch up on all the live shows right here on africatechradio.com.